Hi there, I'm Stuart Smith and welcome to the Short Game channel. What we're going to go through today is what we believe are the 7 principles that will transform your short game. Even if you've got the yips, the drills that we can give you will fix the yips, and if you're trying to get from scratch or lower, the control we can give you on the ball all need these 7 principles. So that's what I'm going to run through today. So number 1 is pressure. And what we mean by pressure, we mean pressure on this left side. If you watch a lot of amateurs address the ball, they're too neutral in their setup. Whereas if I come in, you can see how my left hip is outside my knee. And this is very, very important that we get into this position. So I've got a lot of pressure here, and I also feel that I'm going towards the hole. So look at the angle of my feet. If I'm here, I'm off balance. I can't keep the pressure on the left hand side with my feet too square. So I like to feel almost about to start a running race towards the hole, and the ball is sort of left of centre in my stance for a standard chip, but my left hip is outside the left knee and I've got the pressure on this side. So I can feel that I've got probably a good 70% here, and it goes through the middle of my foot because I've got the foot angled. Rather than that, it's on the outside. I know I'm going to move back during my swing. So number 1 of the 7 principles is the pressure that you set on your left side, and it's important to get the hip outside the knee. Okay, number 2 is tilt. And what we mean by tilt is our shoulders. So golfers might get to here, but then we see a lot of this. You can see the zip on my top. I'm now going back. That means I'm going to lean back and bottom out too early. So what we want you to feel, I want you to feel that you're shoulder barging. In football, shoulder barge someone out the way. So I feel my left shoulder tilts down. Now, as you can see from here, it's not actually doing that, but I'm certainly not leaning back. Okay, so come in, feel I'm doing a shoulder barge, and the shoulder barge also helps with the first point of pressure, just to get that weight over. So I want you to come in and look how my spine's going that way, not backwards. So you see the disconnection here? We don't want that. We want to get into there, shoulder barge someone out the way to help with the pressure, but also to feel your shoulders are tilted down. Now the third one is hands. Where I'm my hands when I address the ball, and everyone sort of has the different opinions on that, and it's very, very simple. You get the pressure, you get the tilt right, and if I just let my hands hang and I move them in the middle, you can see how here they're under my heart. Okay, so they're not in the middle of me, they're not right opposite my left leg, they're hanging down, and if I put them together and grab the club, that's where they need to be. So it takes care. If you get the pressure right, number 1, you get the tilt right, number 2, your hands will automatically fall into the correct position, which is under your heart. Golfers tend to go back because they think that they need loft on the club. That's not the case. And then some people are so determined to keep ahead, they go too far. And again, both of these are a disconnection. With chipping, you've got to remain connected the whole time, and that's where most golfers go wrong. So again, pressure over, tilt, let my hands hang, they're up here as you can see, grab the club, that's where I need to be. Now number 4 is pivot. So we believe that we know that we can get you into the first 3 quite easily, quite comfortably. 4 is where it goes wrong. So as you take the backswing, golfers move off the ball. We need you to pivot around this left side. This is vital for strike. So on a full swing, we can be here, we turn back, we've got all this time to drive and get into this impact position. Well, when we're doing a short shot, we haven't got time to move, so it's important that once you've set the pressure on the left, as I do the backswing, you can see I'm pivoting around here. So I always feel there's a bit more pressure on the way back than what it was when I've started. And what that's going to do, that's going to help encourage the perfect strike every time. I'll certainly get you into a much better consistent impact position to give you more chance of a successful chip. So pivot on this side here the whole time. We don't want anything to go back. That leaves us on to 5, which is set. Now we will go into the set in a lot more detail because this is a bit tricky and a bit more complicated, but basically we want golfers to feel they set this right arm position here. This is vital, you get this right. Some people like to take it outside, but if I was going to just go this way and swing with one arm and go back, if I was one arm, you can see this angle. So my hand is in that position there. If From there, as I rotate, we want the fingers to work outwards. We'll come to that bit in a moment, but if I go from here, where I've opened up the club because we're adding loft, that's where we've got more chance to yip it from. So the set position is about the right hand feeling it can go back and strike a ball from here. From there, one-handed, I can strike it. Okay, if I go back to here and I bring it in, look, I have to do a lot of work. So you can see my hands are now overacting just to get the club face back to square, and again, that can lead you to the yips and certainly inconsistent strike. So we've got into position here, we set it as you go back. I like to feel the club face points at the ball all the time. Some people call it hooded, but that's the position there. So, and as I go back, my right arm, we can see the inside of it. Too many golfers, as they go back, this right arm gets to here. Then you throw the club head at the ball, and again, it's a poor strike. So we go back with the right arm, so you can see how wide I am. I'm very wide even for a short chip shot. What that then leads us into number 6, which is rotation. And this is where golfers really start to get it wrong. They get to there and then they throw it at the ball. There's no body movement. And what we've got to get you away from, once you've set it, you can feel that in your right hand, your body is then going to do all the work and take it through to impact. So I get to there, set it to there, and in slow motion, I just rotate and I hold that angle. I'm not accelerating the club head down, anything like that. I'm going to use my body. So if I come here, so you can see, set it. So if I go back and set that angle from there, as I rotate, see how I'm rotating, and I like to feel the club head stays outside my hands the whole time. The only way I can do that is if I use my body. If I get down and throw the club head, you can see the distance between the club head and my hands has now got narrower. The club's going to bottom out too early, and that's where you can chunk it, fat it, or even get the yips from coming through. So number 6 is the rotation. We're there, and I want you to feel you hit it with your body. You set the angle, we maintain this. Even if I wanted to hit a pop shot, I can set that angle there, this time rotate through, and as you can see, I'm coming in at an angle that pops the ball up to make it land softer. So get to there and feel you rotate going through. Now number 7 is the triangle we want you to end with. So I get to there, as I go through, can you see this triangle? Club head is still outside my hands. I've maintained this triangle here because my body has moved. If I go from there and my arms bend, that's when inconsistency creeps in. You should film yourself or even stop yourself after a chip shot. 99% of you, I'll tell you now, will be here. The arms are very, very bent. You've lost your width, and that's where you lose the strike. So set it, rotate, keeping this triangle, and we end in that position. So that's the 7 principles. Let's put it in and see if we can hit a shot. So 1, pressure. Got my feet facing towards the hole a bit more. I'm leaning over. Tilt, I feel I'm leaning into it. My shoulders, I feel like shoulder barging someone out the way. Left feels lower than the right. My hands just hang and hold the club. As we then said, we set the club. So I'm setting it in a nice position here. So I feel this right hand could hit it on its own. Sorry, we pivot on this point here. Got that bit, so we pivot on that point there, then we're going to set and then we rotate, maintaining the triangle. I'm going to do this one in slow motion, so the strike might not be that good. So go back to there, I'll set it to this point here. Now watch the slow motion coming through. You can see how that stays out there, and we have called it clean, but let's do it now as a flowing movement. So come in, set all the positions here, watch how simple it is, back, through, there we go, nips it, nice little bit of check, and runs just past the hole. That is the 7 principles that will change your short game.